Hello, great people. My name is Mutua. This is your program, Grace Impact. Today, I want to speak about 4 signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ. There are many others, but I want to specifically focus on these 4 signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ as taught in Matthew 24 from verse 37. And the Bible says that as the days of Noah were, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. So those principles and conditions that prevailed in the days of Noah will repeat themselves before the coming of Jesus Christ. And these are the 4 signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ. Number 1, it will be a time of increased indulgence. People will be eating and drinking. And number 2, it will also be a time of increased social-cultural practices. People will be getting married and also marrying, meaning if you combine these two, eating and drinking and people getting married, these are things that are happening in the normalcy of human life, that the coming of Jesus Christ will not have unique signs. It will happen in the normalcy of human life. So people will be indulging in an era of consumerism and also increased social cultural practices. And number 3, there will also be a time of entry into a new reality by Noah company. These are people who are hearing the voice of God and responding to a building activity. Until the time Noah entered the ark, people are not aware. So there will be entry into something, a building reality that will enable entry into. And this is the people who belong to the Noah company. And number 4, it will also be a time of ignorance of the reality that is taking place in the earth. So there are 2 parallel movements here. There is a movement that is characterized by indulgence, a movement that is characterized by increased social-cultural practices, a movement that is also characterized by a great time of ignorance, because in verse 39 and the Bible says, and did not know until the floods came and took them all away. They did not know. So it will be a time of ignorance, a time of lack of awareness by certain people. But on the other hand, the Noah company will not be unawares. They will be aware that the building process of this ark will also trigger the judgment of the coming of the floods. And so this company, these people who are ignorant, they will be taken away. They will not be aware that there is something that is taking place that will also trigger the coming of the flood or the judgment. So I want to challenge you today to belong to the Noah company. This is a company that is aware. And so I want to finalize and just summarize and tell you, these are the 4 signs of the second coming. I said there are many other signs. Now, there will be a time of great indulgence, a time of consumerism, and also increased social cultural practices. These things are just happening in the normalcy of life. People eating and drinking, marrying and getting married. And also it will be a time of entry into newness, into new spiritual reality as a result of this Noah company hearing the voice of God and accurately building a reality in the earth that will provide a safe environment for their families and also trigger the judgment upon the face of the earth, that is the coming flood. And also it will also be a time of great ignorance by those who are indulging and those who are not aware of what is happening.